Hello, everyone. I'm Tyler, creator of StorySmith, and today I want to give you a complete walkthrough of the platform so you can see exactly how everything works behind the scenes. StorySmith was built for writers of all ages, from kids writing their very first adventure to experienced authors planning entire novel series. The goal isn't just to give you another text editor, it's to give you an entire creative workspace where every part of your story lives together in one place. So, let's jump in. When you first log in to StorySmith, you'll arrive at your dashboard. This is your creative home base. Here, you'll see your current stories, writing statistics, recent activity, your AI credits or your Quill credits, achievements, and quick shortcuts to everything you use most often. Rather than hunting through menus, your dashboard is designed to let you jump right back into creating. If you're actively working on a story, chances are you'll only spend a few seconds here before heading back into your writing. Next, let's head over to Stories. This is where every project you create is stored. Whether you're writing a short story, a novel, a screenplay, or an entire fantasy series, each one lives here. You can organize your stories, archive completed projects, edit details, and continue writing whenever inspiration strikes. Creating a new story is simple. Just click New Story, enter the title, the description, genre, and status, and StorySmith builds the workspace for you. Let's open up a story. So here I have a story that was generated just to show you. This is your writing workspace. This is where the magic happens. The writing workspace is designed to keep you focused on your story instead of fighting with your software. You can write chapter by chapter, while StorySmith keeps everything organized automatically. As your world grows, every character, location, timeline event, and world detail stays connected to your story instead of scattered across notebooks or dozens of documents. One of StorySmith's biggest goals is helping writers stay immersed in creativity instead of constantly searching for information. In your writing workspace, you have numerous options. So once you write your story enough, you can actually generate a book cover that will represent your story. And then you can also later generate a chapter header for each chapter, and you can grab your story title, your chapter title, and some of your text from your chapter. Is your chapter excerpt. It will automatically pull an excerpt in from your chapter. You can type in here if you want to change it a little bit to give it a better description, and then you can generate a chapter header banner if you would like to include that in your story, and when it goes to print, it can be in your story. You have focus mode, which is a huge piece. So you can hit focus mode and you go into a larger screen where you're less distracted and you can continue writing your story. Down here, it tells you how many words you've written for this chapter. And again, over here on the side, you can ask Quill, who is your writing coach. It's just your assistant and helping you along your way. You can select any text you want. You can select multiple paragraphs, one paragraph, the entire chapter, and you have options over here with Quill to select grammar. So you can choose anything you want to fix and choose grammar. It'll correct grammar. It'll pull up and give you the option. And if you want to change that out, you can. It's going to assist you in writing, not do the writing for you. You can rewrite for clarity, simplify, more concise, expand the paragraph, It'll give you ideas to expand your paragraph. Continue writing will give you more continued ideas that you can add to your story. Again, Quill is only there to assist you, not write your story for you. It's to keep the creativity coming from you. We will be adding new features as we go along, new options to improve your writing. You can see here we have some future improvements coming under this writing and editing. You have creativity. You have 6 active tools. Brainstorm is really cool feature because you can select a certain amount of text and then you can brainstorm ideas and then you can save those to your story notes. We'll give you ideas to come back to later, and we'll get to that. You can generate ideas. You can ask them to be more descriptive, be more emotional, more suspenseful, more humorous. These are more for world development, but building out your world, describing your world. You could, if you're writing in your book about your world, you could ask Quill to help you do that. Develop a setting. Dialogue, improve dialogue between, characters. Natural conversation is another future. Distinct character voices, another future added feature. We'll exit focus mode. You can reposition your banner once you have it generate a banner and if you choose that image, it will be put here. You can even open it up and you can drag and move your banner and reposition it. You can zoom in if you want to a certain spot, and you can hit save banner or reset if you're not happy with it and move it around again. Under your story details, this is where you're going to actually create the cover art for your book. So you'll come in your story details, you have your genre, you've got your, again, active writing. These are all the things you first started out when you started your book. But if you come down further, now it's pulling in some information as it was for the story chapter banner. It's pulling in information from your book, and you can generate a cover image for it. And that's what will show up when you first go to stories with your book title. If you want to create a new chapter, you type your new chapter here and you hit the plus sign and it will create a new chapter and you start writing that chapter. You can change the name of your chapter to, if you're on a particular chapter, you can hit rename and you can change your name, save it. And since we're here, we haven't obviously finished this book. We only have 1 chapter, but I do want to show you that we have a full published studio. So when you're ready for your book to be done, when it's done and it's ready to be published, you can come here and you can select your book theme. You can see we have, right now this is selected on fantasy. We have some StorySmith just default options that you can choose from. And you'll be able to see kind of a preview of what that looks like for your title, your chapter title, etc. We have your trim book size, and we will be adding to these as we progress. We have standard margins, wide, compact, and then you have certain options here to include your cover artwork as the first full page image. You have the option to uncheck or check, include the title page with the story title and byline, include page numbers after front matter, and then you have the option to include the StorySmith Presents on the title page. You can turn that off if you don't want that to be branded on there. And then here you have page design. So you can come in here and you can actually overwrite the theme, and you can change the title font to a different font, your chapter heading font to a different font. We have some pre-selected fonts. You can change your body layout, your paragraph indent, but these by default are actually really good. You have your chapter layout, page layout, illustration layout, and you can save your published settings. Now, if we go down further, this is where your book structure will show up. So you'll have all your chapters, but you can come here and you can add structure. So if you want to add a break between, say you have sections in your story, that you want to divide your chapters up into sections. So you want to create a section, you can put that label there, and then you can say, I want it at the end, before, after chapter. And here's where you select that chapter. So it'll have all your chapters here, and you select that chapter where it's going to be, and you put the title and the optional description. This would be like for your section 1, and you can have a little subtext that describes that section of chapters they're going to go into, and it will place it where you tell it to be placed. And then you can see here I've added an illustration image of the world into the book, and I added it after chapter 1. And that comes down to here where you can add in illustration pages. So you have all of your assets that you can choose which one you want to add in, every one of your images that you've created. You can add a caption after that image, and you just say add illustration page, which, scroll too far, which this is what that is here. Okay. You scroll down, you have export to a regular PDF, export to a docx. But keep in mind, docx will not have your fonts with it unless you have those fonts installed on your computer. If you want to export to a KDP print PDF, which is ready for submission to Amazon to self-publish, you can do that. It'll automatically have it ready. This is a print preview option, which won't be exactly to the KDP measurements, but it gives you an idea. We can click on that, and you can see that we've already had the checkbox to show that book cover art before. You got your title, and this is where you can turn off that checkbox for StorySmith Presents if you don't want it to be a part of it. Of course, we would love it if you did. Then you go down into your chapter header banner in your chapter 1. Now here's our world art that we included in the book, and that's what we have for our example. I will pull up a PDF to show you what that looks like. Okay, here's the Amazon KDP PDF already ready that we exported. And you can see that our fonts automatically get saved into the PDF, so it keeps that font style. You can see your chapter header banner, chapter 1 title, your text, and then your world image with the name of the world, a caption underneath it. It's pretty slick. All right, so now we will head over to characters. This is where all your characters will live. And every memorable story begins with memorable characters. StorySmith lets you build complete character profiles with full descriptions, personalities, appearances, histories, relationships, and much more. You can even generate an image reference artwork to help visualize each character while keeping everything attached directly to your story. Instead of wondering what color someone's eyes were 5 chapters ago, StorySmith remembers for you. So let's take a look. You have quick options when you go into your character to drop down to your details, personality, backgrounds, and it will automatically drop down to those sections just quickly if you need to get to those. But here you see you have a lot of information, and the more you give StorySmith, the better your character will come out when you generate an image for the character that you're envisioning. And we give you so many options to the hair color, eye color, the age, their occupation, their gender, their race and species, their role or title, full name, physical appearance description. And like I said, the more you describe your character, the better your image is going to come out to bring that character to life for you. You've got strengths, weaknesses, goals, fears, personality, background of your character. And then when you create other characters, you can actually select characters from a drop down to have a relationship type to another character. And what is that relationship type? You can describe the relationship in detail. And you can give a relationship strength from 1 to 10. You can even make it a secret relationship by turning that feature on or off. You can go to key shared moments in that relationship, notes about this relationship, and then you can give additional notes on the character. And then to get down into the image artwork, character artwork is created through StorySmith AI. So each profile keeps a consistent credit tracked creative history. Save the character, then generate portrait or full body previews from the panel. So here you have description of their clothing, their outfit, armor, protective gear, body type. You can select from the drop down. At the height, you select from a drop down. Pose, stance, how you want that person to look when the image is generated. You can have facial expression from a drop down. And then you have accessories or gear that they'll be holding. You could list all that out. Held items, tools, weapons, could be whatever you want imagining for your character. What's the background? Is it a transparent? Is it forest, castle, whatever you might want? Lighting and mood. Choose your options. What's the tone? Is it vibrant? Is it cool, neutral, warm, dark? And additional instructions for your character. You can tell it what to do. Create a full body fantasy illustration of a young female adventurer, and you can describe it all, okay? And then once you get down here, that's all done, and you save that, you save your character, you can come down here and you can generate a portrait avatar, full body with background. So your portrait is what's up top. This is your portrait, and that's what shows up when you go to your character page. Then you have full body with background or full body transparent, as you can see here. And that way you can drop these into your book if you want to. You could have the character with the background in your book, or you could have a page that just has the character on it. This is also for your inspiration. When you see your characters come to life, it inspires your writing to go deeper and go further. Next, we're going to jump over to locations and worlds. We'll start with worlds. Stories don't just need characters, they need places to feel alive. The locations and worlds section lets you build everything from a single house to an entire universe. You can describe cities, kingdoms, planets, buildings, forests, cultures, governments, religions, anything your story requires. Every location becomes part of your growing creative encyclopedia. So let's take a look at a world. This is Etheria. Again, this is all just placeholder for a story just to give you an idea. But you have so much information that you can be inspired to build this world. Your world name, what's the era, time period, world type, fantasy, sci-fi, modern, other. You have multiple choices. What's the primary climate? What's the dominant cultures? The languages, government, resources, population, key technologies. Is there magic? Whatever it might be. Major religions, belief, economy, notable features of this world, and your world description. And here's a beautiful thing about your world description. Describe your world as vividly as possible. Mention its geography, climate, terrain, civilizations, architecture, magic, atmosphere, and any unique landmarks. The more detail you provide, the more accurately StorySmith can generate an atlas that reflects your imagination. And if you're having trouble with just deciding on how this world is going to be, well, you have Quill here as your creative companion and the World Forge. You can open the World Forge and Quill will give you a prompt. Welcome to World Forge. I'll help you build a rich, believable world. I'll ask a few questions about your setting, then create a polished world description that you can review, edit, and use if you like. You're always in complete control of the narrative. So if we begin, they'll ask you, what type of world are you creating? Fantasy, science fiction, historical, modern, steampunk, mystic, and you can give, or mythic, you can give as much detail in here as you want. You could just say fantasy if you want to, but the more you give, the better it will be. So start with your creative juices. Next, what should people feel when they explore this world? And it'll give you some pointers. What kind of geography shapes this world? Mountains, forests, deserts? Just let your creative juices flow. And there's no wrong answer. You may change this up and you may decide to go in and edit this and generate a new look for your world. This is the beauty of it. You get to decide as you go along. Number 4 of the questions. How common is magic or advanced technology? Is it everywhere, forbidden, fading, newly discovered, or understood by only a few? Quill is prompting you to give it some feedback so it can generate for you and help you with your creative juices. What civilizations live here? Think about cultures, settlements, architecture, governments, conflicts, beliefs, and daily life. What makes this world unique? Name the detail that could only belong to this world. What important events shaped its history? Are there wars, disasters, migrations, discoveries, ancient fair bargains, fallen empires, and miraculous turning points? The more you give, the better it will get. Are there legendary places, mysteries, or ruins? Give Quill the seeds of temples, haunted forests, lost cities, forbidden passes, or unsolved legends. Once you hit next, Quill is going to put all this together and it's going to come up with a description for you. And you'll get a response and you can choose to insert it and use it or edit it and then insert it. But this is what you could get. And then you can edit it, add to it. It gives your creative juices somewhere to start. So if you're struggling, Quill will be a great companion in helping you get there. Further down, you go into your tags, your culture and society. So social structure, major cultures, traditions, laws, conflicts, factions, the Lantern Keepers, Royal Cartographers Guild, Crystal Mages, Shadow Seekers, just whatever you want to put in there. Daily life, geography and climate. What's the regions like? What is the terrain like? Weather patterns, natural landmarks, important locations, travel challenges, map notes, history and lore or origin story, major historical events, legends and myths, wars, disasters, ancient secrets, current tensions, any private notes you want to add, story use notes, open questions you might have about this world, future ideas that you want to add to this world, general notes. And when you're done with all that and you save it, it all helps generate your world preview. So you get your world scene, which is up top, and then you get your world atlas. The better you describe it, it will give you your world atlas. And once you see this world, right, like you see right here, you can imagine where all your locations are going in this world and on that map. And with that being said, next we'll head over to the world, the atlas. Once your world starts growing, it can become difficult to keep track of where everything is. That's where the World Atlas comes in. The Atlas gives you a visual map of your world. You can organize locations geographically, connect important places, and quickly jump into any location's information. For fantasy and science fiction writers, especially, this becomes an incredibly powerful planning tool. So as you can see here, we can zoom in, we can click and drag and move around. You see we have Elder Grove here, and you can decide wherever you want to put that. You just drag it over that location, drop it in there. And you can see here, we have connections coming soon. Connections are coming soon. Soon you'll be able to connect kingdoms, villages, ruins, portals, skyship lanes, sea routes, secret paths, and underground passages across your world. And what you'll be able to do is click on one location, click on another, and add a connection between there. And you'll be able to basically drag your path out on how to get to that location from this location. And you can map your roads out, connect all of your locations together on your map. You can drop a pin on a specific area and give it a title. I call this Crystal Mountain. And then when you click on it, you can give your description, your label, and you click on Elder Grove. Now it pulls in actual details from your location that you created, Elder Grove. Because under your world, you're actually adding that location and selecting Elder Grove, and under your world, you're selecting the characters that are belonging to that world. It keeps everything connected. Next, we're going to head over to the timeline. We'll head over to timeline. One of the biggest challenges writers face is continuity. Did this happen before that? How old was this character? Did someone somehow travel across the kingdom overnight? The timeline helps solve those problems. You can organize every major event in chronological order, helping you catch continuity issues before your readers do. As your story grows, this becomes one of the most valuable tools inside StorySmith. You can add events, and you can put them on your timeline. You can edit your events. This here, connect it to, it's a story, a character, a world, a location, chapter, conflict. Here, what's the importance of this event? Description, you connect it to your story. If it's to a particular chapter, world, you can have all of this connected. Here's your location. You can have your characters. You can select the characters. There'll be all your characters. You just hold down Control and select one or more characters. Add your notes, and you hit Add the event. This is going to help map things out for your story. And each story will have these. So right now it's defaulting to the only story I have. But you'll be able to select your stories and pull everything up for that story. Now we can switch to Story Map. Story Map is another way to map out your story as far as not timeline. We do have a timeline view, but your beginning, rising, climax, resolution, and you can add in your plot points. Just fill out all these options and add your plot point. And then you see here, you can drag and drop these. So I can drop it, move it up to here and make this a rising action. And if I move it, you'll be able to see that the arrow follows. So it's following a path that you're stating. And you can start with any of these. You can add more points in the beginning. You can connect the different from beginning to a rising action or to a climax. You can connect all of your points and better help lay out your story as from beginning to end. Beginning, your little rising action, and which is your middle, and your climax right before the end, and then your resolution. And if you need a tutorial walkthrough, click the tutorial, and it'll walk you through step by step on what to do. Next, we'll head over to the AI Studio. Well, first we'll head over to image galleries just so we can show you that this is where all of your images will go when you generate for any of your stories, any of your characters, your worlds. All of your images will be here. You can always download these assets at any point in time, or you can delete them, and you'll have access to save these to your computer and do with as you please because they're yours. Next, we'll head over to AI Studio. StorySmith also includes AI Studio. The goal here isn't to replace your creativity. It's to help you overcome obstacles. You can brainstorm ideas, improve dialogue, rewrite passages, fix grammar, generate descriptions, create visual references, or simply ask for creative suggestions whenever you feel stuck. Think of AI Studio as your personal brainstorming partner that's available anytime you need a fresh perspective. And we talked about earlier when we were in the story writing section that you could use brainstorm to create ideas. Well, here we have something from our idea vault is showing up in our AI Studio. We'll switch over to the idea vault because it's residing there, but it's also in your idea vault. This is where I selected a piece of text, a paragraph from the story that we've written, and it gave me a bunch of ideas that I just saved to my idea vault that I can later come back to. So let's open this up. So we have a new story idea is the title, and you can change these. It's attached to the story and chapter 1. You can put in a genre, a theme, and here's the text that was selected, and here is the response that we got. So we got options for hooks, conflicts, twists, ending variants, side quests, character ideas, and each one of these is just a prompt. Each one of these little sentences is just a prompt to inspire you to go deeper with your thinking in your story. You can archive these, you can delete them, you can favorite them, however you want to arrange these and go through your brainstorming ideas. But brainstorming is a great way to get some quick little notes that will inspire you to open up your imagination to go deeper into your story. Okay, so next we'll head over to the community challenges section. And this is where we will have community challenge writing. So we'll have a prompt for a little short story that people can submit if they want to write a short story and submit, and we'll have the winner will gain X amount of credits. This is just a dummy activity, and it says 3 credits, but we'll be giving away more than that. But if you want to be active in that, you can write your story, and then you can come in here and you can submit that story, and this gives you a prompt. So this is an example, the hidden door. Write a story in which an ordinary place reveals a door that was never there before. And then you write that story, save it, and then you come here and you select your story from your stories, and you can choose to submit it, and you agree that this story will be visible to eligible challenged voters. So anybody who's in the challenge and founders will be able to vote on the stories. And you also agree that a winning story may be publicly showcased. So if you're the winner, then your story will be published on the front end of the website for people to read. And then we will give the winner of the challenge credits for their story writing. It's a lot of fun. Next, we have Writing Academy. This is where we'll have a lot of young people, teenagers, and even younger kids coming in to probably learn how to write better. Anybody can use this, but we will have more likely have younger generation using this area, this section, because they have learned to type, and they can learn how to type faster by following through these lessons. We have StorySmith First Steps, and there's prompting and courses through here. Story Foundations, build a beginning, middle, and ending that belong together. StorySmith First Steps is find your way around your writing space, and so you can come back and say that. And once you complete these, you're actually going to get badges under your achievements. We have Character with Depth, so give character goals, flaws, motives, relationships, and room to change. And they have 3 lessons in here, basically walk you through, and you just go through the course, get fill in the field at the end, and complete your course. You have the Young Writer Path, Fantasy Writer Path, Mystery Writer Path, Homeschool Creative Writing. So we're going to add to this. We're going to be adding to and taking away, just perfecting this whole section. But it is to encourage writing, to help with writing, especially the younger generation. We get into achievements. This is where it'll show all your words written, your lessons completed, the courses completed, certificates earned. And when you first create your story, you're going to get a story starter badge. You're going to have your first chapter badge, your character creator badge when you create your first character, your world creator badge when you create your first world, first lesson that you've completed. If you finish the StorySmith Foundations, you'll have the Foundation Finisher. Your typing trailblazer, passed a first measured typing drill. Practice Builder, passed 10 measured typing drills. If we go down further, you have your achievement roadmap. So, of course, you have your story starter. Then you have your first chapter showing up here. All these will become unlocked when you reach these 10,000 words, 50,000 words, 100,000 words, character creator. Everything goes in here. Academy Explorer. So once you've created 3 Academy courses, you'll have your Academy Explorer badge. Practice Builder. All these are here. And then we have hidden badges that you won't even know until you are doing things in StorySmith and building your stories, and you'll get awarded hidden badges. And then here, once you complete your course, you get a certificate of completion. So if we click on that, you open up and you'll see your certificate of completion, the awarded on date, your certificate ID, and what you did, what you completed, and your name. And then you can download that certificate into a PDF. You can print it, frame it if you want to, especially for your kids if they're wanting to do this and you're inspiring your kids to write and be creative and expanding their literacy skills. Then this would be great for them to inspire them. You print it out, frame it, put it in their room on the wall, or just print it out and tack it on their wall, right? This will be our showcase winners section, which will be the stories that people submit as our in the competitions in the community challenge. This is where those winning stories will show up for everybody. That's all the community to look at. And then we have our founders section. These are our first 100 founders that will be listed here. And the founders have a permanent number. They have early access to new features. They get to vote on new features being added to the platform. And they get to use those features first, give their feedback before we release those new features to the rest of the community. But our founders are going to be a huge asset to StorySmith and the future of StorySmith. So we're really looking forward to how our founders are going to shape StorySmith as we move forward. And we're really excited to have our first 100 founders really just give great feedback and be such an asset to the growth of StorySmith. So one thing I haven't shown you yet is the parent dashboard. So under a founder or family account, and even a creator account, a parent can sign up for their child. If they don't want an account, they can sign up for their child, and they can say a creator account that is a parent monitored account. When they sign up, those are your options. Anybody can sign up individually by themselves and pay for their subscription and be just their own creator, and there's no monitored account. But parents are able to get their children accounts either individually or family, and they can monitor those accounts. So they make sure that everything is okay with their children, what they're writing, keep up to date. I'm going to switch over to that here. All right, so I'm on the parent account, and you can see under family members, you can add a new profile. So when you add a profile, you're choosing whether this is the writing profile for the account holder itself, because you can add up to 5 accounts under a family account or a founder account. And you would enter their name, their display name, username, and you select whether this is a monitored profile for a child, or whether it's a private member profile. So if you have another family member, say it's your husband or your wife, or you have a brother or sister, that is of age that they don't need to be monitored, then you can create that account, and theirs is private. The account holder doesn't have access to see their information. They just are the one that controls the overall account. And then they can assign credits they purchase under that family or founder account or parent managed account, and they can assign those credits to each member. Okay, so each member will have each child even has their own login with their username and their password, and private accounts use their email address and password. And you can select your own avatars. These will change based on your group. So if you got young writer, it will show you young writers. If you got teen writers, it shows you teen writers. And we've got all different ethnicities to choose from, adult writers. And then, or you can upload your own, and you can position your own picture and save your own picture if you'd like to do that. We'll go back to where this current child managed account is, and we can go into profile settings, and you can see that this is where you can change. You can even update it, a child account. Say they get older and they're a teenager that you trust now more, they can earn more of that trust and they don't need to be monitored. You can switch it to a private member profile, still under the main account, but you can switch it to a private, so the child doesn't always have to stay monitored. Okay. Then, but you can go into the current profile, it's monitored, and you can view their words written, how many stories they have, how many characters they have, worlds. You can review. We're going to have Quill's going to be able to review their stories, use some credits to review their stories and check their stories to make sure that they're not writing about anything unhealthy, anything questionable for a child their age. You can still monitor that. You can manage permissions. So you can turn on or off certain AI features. You can turn off the writing assistants. You can turn off all AI features if you want to. But these are going to be, honestly, what's going to help the child learn how to write better. You can turn off the community challenge if you don't want them to be able to submit stories to community challenges. You can restrict that access. You can even come down here and you can change the time that they are allowed to be writing stories, because you may have a child that has a computer in their room and you don't want them when they're going to bed getting up and writing when they should be sleeping. You can restrict that, or say you tell your child they want to go write. You say, oh yes, you can go write, but I'm going to restrict your time from, it's going to be done at this time. And when that time hits, it locks it up for them, and it tells them that they can't access it again until whatever time has been set. But their stories are automatically saved. Everything gets saved as they're typing. You can select the allowed days that they can write, that they can be writing, and with the times. You can change the blocked message that shows up for your child. You have your AI credit safety limits. So how often they can use Quill. You can set a daily usage limit, a weekly usage limit, monthly, and a maximum assigned wallet balance. Okay. You can go into their stories. You can see which stories they have, and you can view their story, and it'll give you an overview and it'll list their chapters. All you do is click on that chapter, and you can read what they're writing. So you yourself can read it, but if they've got a lot of chapters written, then you can use Quill to look through their writing if you're questioning anything, and you can see if, and a Quill will come back and tell you if there's any need for concern. So parents have full monitor over their children. You can go and see the characters that they build, worlds that they are building, activity. So this will tell you that they've deleted images, generated images. If they're using what they're using Quill for. So if they're using it, it'll show up here. If they use Quill to brainstorm, that will show up here. Use an activity log that you can see what they're doing. If you ever need to transfer any person from your account to, say, going out under their own account, you can transfer ownership. Use this when a family member is ready to move into their own future subscription. All profile data, earned credits, and credits already assigned to that profile wallet remain intact. Unassigned family pool credits stay with the main account. And you just enter their email address in there, and it will automatically transfer that into their own private account, where they can then go and sign in, and they can start their own subscription. So it's not lost. Everything is able to stay with that child into their adult life. They never have to lose their stories ever. And if you need to archive a profile, so archiving removes the profile from active use and frees its planned spot while preserving all created content. The archive profiles will stay archived for a good amount of time, and you can always recall those back if you need to. So we have weekly report, and you can see for every member that you have under your plan, you can see their weekly reports: lessons completed, courses completed, learning time, which is recorded lesson time for the monitor profiles. You can come and see, like, oh, they did this course and they did X amount of words per minute. Now, of course, I did this and I'm a fast typer, so a child is not going to have probably 40 words per minute or 48, 49 words per minute as they're learning. But you'll get to see their accuracy and how they're doing. Next, we'll head over to our settings. And here we have parent controls, privacy data, all these. You can delete the account. This is a major confirmation. It walks you through making sure that you know you're deleting it, not by accident. You have your parental controls, and you can go to each person under that profile and change those. But the subscriptions and credits is what we're going to focus on here. So this is a family plan. It shows that it's active. It shows your credit balance. And then here you can upgrade or downgrade your plan. You can, if there's still founders available, this founder option will still be available to become a founder, and you can upgrade your plan to becoming a founder. You have AI credits. This is where you'll purchase your credits. $2.99 for 100 credits. $6.99 for 250 credits. Really reasonable. We're making it very low for your Quill credits so that you can get the best use out of it and not blow your wallet out. So you can purchase these credits. They'll be added to the family credit balance, and then you can assign those credits to certain members. So if you scroll down here, you can see it'll show your family credit pool that's purchased. And each month you get subscription credits automatically too. So each account has, you can see the family account or the creator account has 200 credits every month that will renew, and the family account has 800 credits that renew, and the founder gets a one-time credit balance because they never have to pay again. So they get a one-time. But every month the family account will get 800 credits that they can divide up between all of the members of their family. And here you choose the profile that you're going to send the credits to, and you choose, it'll be subscription or purchased, and you choose what wallet that's coming from. You say the amount and you hit assign credits, and that will deduct it from the family plan, overall family plan, and assign it to that individual member of the family. So that's how you divvy out credits to family plan members or founder plan members. Well, I think that does our walkthrough of StorySmith. Thank you for joining me. And StorySmith was created because I believe everyone has stories worth telling. Whether you're writing your very first adventure or planning your 10th novel, I wanted to build a place where your imagination could stay organized from beginning to end, where we're continuing to add new tools, new features, and new ways to help writers create faster, stay inspired, and enjoy the writing process. Thank you so much for taking this walkthrough with me. If you'd like to follow StorySmith, development or be a part of the community, please be sure to subscribe to our newsletter on the front end of the website. Follow along. Can't wait to see the stories you create.